Okay, we have to have a real tough conversation right now. There's always companies that are going out of business and there's new companies emerging, but the number of companies that are going out of business and or shutting a bunch of stores is very problematic. It's very worrisome, and it's been happening. These announcements have just been happening these last few months. And these major companies shuttering a lot of their stores comes at a time when we already have tens of thousands of Americans that are being fired from the federal government. And we have a whole bunch of undocumented workers who are not showing up to work, and they pay taxes when they work, even though they're undocumented. So they're not pumping money into the economy. And then we've got everything, America changing how they spend, the fear of the threat of tariffs and so forth. Everything is just totally a perfect recipe for a very serious recession that we're in for. It all plays a part. What I wanted to go through was a list of red companies that are struggling, and then a list of blue companies that are struggling. And maybe as we make our intentional choices, we can boost the blue companies that are struggling. But let's start with red. Applebee's. 66% of what their executives and higher donate goes to Republican candidates, MAGA, Project 2025 candidates. And they just announced they're closing 35 more stores. They've already been shuttering stores the last couple years. Hooters is 100% Republican donations, 100%. No surprise there, a business that sexualizes women. And they're shuttering another 44 stores. When I say they're shuttering, closing them down, like this is all happening right now, beginning of 2025, okay, for most of these. Ruby Tuesdays, 92% red. And they're shuttering another, it looks like 40 some stores, and all of their Michigan stores are closing. Outback Steakhouse, 83% of their political donations go to Republicans. They're closing 41 more stores across 8 states. They've already shuttered a bunch. Advanced Auto Parts, 77% goes to Republicans. They're shutting 727 stores and 4 distribution centers. Think about, as I go through this list, how many Americans are going to be out of work and losing their health care. Big Lots, 74% goes to Republican candidates. They're closing hundreds of stores. They've already closed hundreds of them, and hundreds more are for sale. Dick's Sporting Goods, 60% goes to Republicans. They're shuttering another 7 stores. J.C. Penney's, 65% goes to Republicans. They're closing another 8 stores after they already closed 200 the last couple of years. 7-Eleven, they're kind of right in the middle, 51% to Republicans, 49% to Democrats. So I put it in the red column, but it's really just right down the middle. I just want to share it because this is this many more people that are going to be out of a job. They're closing 444 stores. Dick's Sporting Goods, 59%. Did I say Dick's already? I did. I already said it. All right. So for the blue stores, Denny's got a perfect score. Perfect means that they hardly made any political donations to anybody, and they're shuttering 150 stores. So maybe if there's a Denny's by you, go have some breakfast there. Great, kids eat for free. Foot Locker, 62% goes to Democrats. They're closing 400 stores. Forever 21, 100% goes to Democratic candidates, and they're closing 200 stores. Now remember, if there's not one of these by you, they have online sales. You could support them that way. We already know Joann Fabrics, they're closing all of their stores right now, currently. All goodbye. They're not even going to have online sales. And they had a perfect score. They didn't donate to Republican or Democratic. Kohl's is 75% to Democratic politicians, and they are closing 27 stores. They've got a good online website. Macy's, 65% blue. They're closing 150 locations. Lumber Liquidators, they were 100% blue, and they're closing up to 100 stores, but they were just purchased by a private equity company, so I don't know anything about the private equity company and how they donate. Walgreens, they're closing 2,150 stores. They're 65% blue. Couple of special mentions just to tell you how many companies are struggling right now. Party City going completely out of business. They're closing all their stores. And we don't know how they donated. And then TGI Fridays is closing 46 stores. They've already closed so many of them. I don't know how they donated either. They weren't in Goods Unitas. So yeah, this is not good. This is not good at all. But yeah, maybe we can help those blue stores kind of last a little bit longer, keep some jobs.